that leads us into our next story when it comes to what's going on
Well,
in
the
Uber and Lyft
more dash
world.
cam. You need dash cam for this shit, bro. You need dash cam for this. I mean, this is going to be a
Oh,
headache.
yeah, you do.
I did an article. It got like really, really, really a lot of um, traction. Please go check the article about it. Uber Teen, because there is no curfew on Uber Teen. Uber Teen, while the parents are sleeping, the 13-year-old could be in your car at 2 a.m. in the morning. I do not want that. I mean, maybe I'm too conservative when it comes to these things, but I don't want to be this kids or 13, 14, 15-year-olds nanny at 3 a.m. or, have a
No.
13 to 15-year-old in my car. I just don't want it. Now,
And then not only that, friends could get in the car too.
absolutely. Yeah, they got this. Chris, I wrote about it, and I'm still waiting for an answer from Uber. They can turn that into like one teen can order a trip and turn that into a pool trip with picking up a whole bunch of his 13 to 15-year-olds. But then supposedly I have to go back to the TOS and make sure that all his friends or her friends are between the ages of 13 and 17. So for that one teen who can override all this and then make sure, and if I don't accept one of these teens in my car, there comes the bad report, there comes my deactivation. You know what I'm saying? I think it's just an overall horrible idea, just horrible idea. But that's me again, whatever. So, well, senators in Washington, this is a very recent news. They're on top of it. I mean, look, these companies say a lot that they do a lot for human trafficking. I didn't know this, Chris, but at the back of the story, I think on one of the screenshots, it says 9%. Nine, that's a lot. 9%. And somewhere in here, right there, in Polaris 2018 survey of 104 trafficking survivors, 9% of the victims or traffickers use ride-hailing services during their exploitation. Hello, Uber Teen, really? Uber? And this is one thing that Lyft should definitely not touch. Absolutely not. Okay? Now, they have given us the choice to opt out. My choice, when it comes to LA, it's not in LA yet, but it's in 15 cities, I think. You can opt out. It all starts that way with Uber, though. Like just like it was with pool trips, you could have opted out. Now it's all commingled, right? So to me,
Yep.
as long as you can opt out, you're given a choice. I'm okay with it. I have no problem with it. But just changing the TOS a little bit for me does not make it right. And Washington is looking into it, saying that this could facilitate more of a human trafficking situations. Especially now that 13 to 17-year-olds are allowed in drivers' cars at 2, 3, 4 in the morning, whatever they want to do, or order food. So, what is your opinion on this? I mean, I think Washington is very serious about this. They want an answer from Uber and Lyft until I think June 26th it was. And I think it's justified.
I think it's good to look in all positions. But the only thing, though, too, is, when it comes down to it, it says the third lowest among transportation modes. So what other transportation modes? They said one was the most common was the trafficker's vehicle. But, I mean, I think you're focusing on, part of it. And I think it's good that they're focusing on it. I think that, there's got to be good communication. But the thing is, how do drivers know? Like how most drivers are just going to pick people up, drop people off, and if they don't know the signs, they don't know the cues, they're not aware or
They're not
anything.
trained for it.
They're
Yeah,
not going to know.
exactly. Yeah.
They don't know, and I mean, is this going to be something where they're going to make you sit through a class and try to figure it out? And it's like even then, like who's liable at that point?
Yeah.
So. I mean, it's good that they're taking the appropriate actions and checking into it, making sure. I think that they need to just get things clarified, and this is something where instead of being vague, it needs to be very specific. And I think they need to really hammer in, what's acceptable, what's not, because how many drivers in one of these markets are going to know if that is an Uber Teen ride that comes in as an Uber X that you cannot take it? Because it needs to say Uber X Teen in order for it to be okay, at least in the eyes of Uber. Because otherwise, if it just says Uber X, that's still not right or not allowed according to their TOS. So now you're getting into these like intricacies of this is okay at this time, but not okay at this time. And you as the driver have to watch out for that, and you need to know and pay attention to that. So it's a headache. I don't think a lot of drivers just want to deal with.
Yeah, I
But
think,
I don't
but
know.
don't
I
you
mean,
think, look,
people in chat, what do you think?
you know,
What do you think there?
33,000 coders at Uber, right? You know, we've seen the same ping screen for 12 years now, right? So if it's an Uber
Yep.
X, why don't we come with a different color coded, right? Or if it's an Uber Pool, come with a different color. If it's Uber Teen, come with a different color. So we know, because we have 8 to 10 seconds to figure out. It's on a little print there says Uber X or Uber X shared or Uber X Teen, right? Just, I mean, make our lives a little simpler, because we're not given like 10 minutes to figure out what's going on. We could be on a trip and get an Uber X Pool or Uber X shared or Teen trip, which we don't want to do, maybe. And you know, we should figure that out. I mean, I don't think this is not rocket science. It should easily be done. Yeah, I honestly, the only thing that I'm worried about Uber Teen, Chris, is like, I really don't want a 13, 14, 15-year-old in my car at 3 a.m. I just don't want it. And that's my opinion, right? And maybe they should have more of a safety guard with, until, like, if it's, let's say, past midnight, okay, you have to have parental, like, you know, the parent has to okay a text from their phone, because they are getting a text saying that, or your teen is ordering food, or your teen has just ordered a trip, but there is no commensurate reply from the parent to Uber system saying that, okay, it's okay for her to order it or him to order this, right? So maybe like some sort of an approval process, maybe like after midnight, some curfew, something, because I don't think, how many drivers want a 15-year-old girl in their car at 3 a.m? I don't want it. And God forbid something happens. I'm screwed, you know, I don't want it.
And again, you know, when it comes to a he said, she said, who do you think they're going to believe?
Yeah.
So again, another reason why you need to have a dash camera, no matter what. So RSG20 for the display ride dash camera, link is in the description below. And it goes right to the cloud. So it's good there. There's a lot of other benefits to it. So check it out. But yeah, definitely whatever you think when it comes to it.
All right, thanks for watching. That short little clip was from our live stream, Show Me the Money Club with Sergio and myself, Tuesdays, 6 p.m. Eastern, 3 p.m. Pacific. Make sure you subscribe, turn on all notifications so you'll be notified when we go live, as well as all of our awesome content. Make sure to check out this video right here, which will take you to the entire live stream, or check out this video right there. All right, drive smart, everyone.